starts off with Nicolas Maduro, the Venezuelan dictator who's been running that South American country like his own underfunded nose candy store, was arrested with his wife and flown to New York to face federal narco-terrorism and drug trafficking charges. His mugshot kind of gives off weird corner of NSFW Reddit that probably gets you put on a no-fly list. Meanwhile, Venezuela sits on the world's largest crude oil reserves, like 300 billion barrels, beating even Saudi Arabia. And now there's talk of foreign interests swooping in, carving up that oil treasure like it's Cuba in The Godfather Part 2.
Cuban government, which has put up half of the cash with the Teamsters on a dollar-for-dollar basis.
In other pastry news, face tattoo enthusiast Jelly Roll loses a shit ton of weight, rebrands, and changes his name to Jelly Quinoa Flax Bar. And now kind of looks like The Undertaker emerged from a WWE fog machine to lecture us all about fiber. The kitchen appliance brand Frigidaire, long known for bravely refrigerating your pizzas, is now selling the actual pizzas. In related news, Whirlpool microwaves no longer just reheat your coffee. They now serve you as a tattooed Ned Flanders mustachioed grad student who spitefully crafts your latte while crushed under six-figure student loan debt. In Latin world, Julio Iglesias drives the women crazy with SA allegations. And in country music world, fifth-year senior Kid Rock, chilling in his Trans Am in the high school parking lot, waiting to headline an 8-stop Red State Summer MAGA music show for the washed up, somehow got rappers Nelly and Ludacris on board. Upon reviewing a map of the tour stops, Ludacris pulled out, citing a brief but intense compatibility issue with hoes in those area codes. In sports, legendary football coach Bill Belichick gets karma'd out of being inducted on the first ballot into the Football Hall of Fame, evidently due to a lingering vendetta from voters about his role in Spygate. And in a career pivot you don't often see on LinkedIn, Canadian Olympic snowboarder turned alleged international dope logistics boss Ryan Wedding was arrested. Authorities remain on the lookout for anyone in the drug game named Brock Baby Shower. And in holy shit, this is really America, constitutional red line news, ICE remains completely compliant with all American amendments and rules of engagement.
Away from Preddy as at least one of them continues to...
Right-wing media also reports on Renee Good and Alex Preddy's murders at the hands of ICE in a completely reasonable, measured way.
They were hardcore, trained, anti-ICE agitators.
It's not that I have no empathy for her family, but I have empathy for them because they had a dumbass mother who made very fucking dumb decisions.
This was suicide by cop. Intentional martyrdom.
For doing exactly what Alex Preddy was doing. He could have just stood there, off to the side, blowing his little rape whistle like a little beta, but he got physical.
Meanwhile, Iran kills thousands of its own, perhaps as a response to the premiere of The Valley, Persian style.
You were a waitress at Shamshiri, remember that.
And ICE watches for pointers like an 8th grader using ChatGPT for an essay on The Giver. Leopards? Meet face. In January, it was reported that a record 1,600 Cubans have been repatriated under Trump this term, despite overwhelming support from the Cuban-American community. Meanwhile, Pitbull's high-waisted pants continue to hold up far better than this policy. French fashion alert, French President Emmanuel Macron wears sunglasses to the yearly We Are Actually the Ones Who Rule the World convention in Davos, perhaps part of his eyes wide shut swingers costume, or because his wife claims he walked into a bag of week-old baguettes. You know, cause she beats him. In Davos, Trump goes chips in on Greenland military deployment, then not, and Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney soft quits on the U.S. and bluffs high in a Deuce 7 offsuit, and he comes off looking like Bret the Hitman Hart.
Great powers have begun using economic integration as weapons. You cannot live within the lie of mutual benefit through integration when integration becomes the source of your subordination.
In automobile news, Tesla to stop making the Series X model, but now how will virtue signalers spend $80K on performative climate gestures in a car that looks like a fucking jelly bean? 39 people died as a train derailed in Spain on January 18. Hey, now that there's been a train derailment, the safest time to ride a train in Spain must be now, right? There was also a new Epstein dump with a whole new cast of shitbags and some old standbys too, with Bill Gates allegedly seeking alleged treatment for alleged STIs from an allegedly Russian alleged escort. Allegedly. And more Prince Andrew proof of his involvement. Prince Andrew, once a royal, now just professional sickie from England, Andy M. In movies, Ryan Coogler's Sinners garnered a record for Oscar nominations, and the Melania documentary came out. Apparently the first choice for the movie name, Slovenian Escort Made Good, was already taken. January deaths were our favorite child forgetter, Catherine O'Hara, who sadly died at age 71. Also Grateful Dead plunker Bob Weir and fashion designer to the stars Valentino Garavani passed. And with the passing of Scott Adams, the Dilbert cartoonist, the moderately titterworthy and soulless corporate comic strip beat now sits vacant. On to February.